inside my heart. I've got this everlasting light. It's shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone. And the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live. It's what I'm living for.
I think we're going to gather now, aren't we, Jonathan? Woo! Let's have another one, and then we're going to sit down and start this celebration.
Deep inside my heart, I've got this everlasting light. It's shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone. And the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live. It's what I'm living for.
Thank you. Give it up for Maria. Woo! That's how we start our mornings here, isn't it, Rev Rita? In case you don't know who this beautiful lady is, this is Reverend Rita, Andriello, FEren. And we have flowers coming in. It's just like, wow. Abundance is just like overflowing right now.
Jen is back from Tasmania.
Give it up for Jen. And here you go.
Yes. Oh, flowers are coming. Oh, goodness. How about right over here? The gifts abound. Yay.
Isn't this wonderful to wake up with this kind of excitement?
You look like a flower.
Yeah, right? Usually people wake up like, ugh, hey.
Yeah. Thank you.
And our little pet friend says, yeah.
Thank you for being here at 9 a.m. Well, 9:05 now. Anyway, so good morning, aloha.
Aloha.
And welcome to Center for Spiritual Living in Kaua'i, where we practice the science of mind and spirit. But before we start that, well, actually it is, because everything is the science of mind and spirit, because it's a practical science, and we try to live it in our lives. So we have a couple of announcements before we start. We like to do that before we start our service. And the first one is, you're probably wondering what that is over there. Maybe some of you are wondering what that is over on the wall.
Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Roseanne and Rob Jones put that up yesterday while we were all doing whatever we were doing on Saturday.
And there's still leaves and names that need to go up there. Right. That tree right there in the garden that's going to go with it is a celebration. And thank you to the people that gave a little extra during the outside of what they usually give here. They gave a little extra for the last couple of months while we had our fundraiser to help us to retill our soil. Outside of what we give on Sunday, there's always things that need to grow. And like, for instance, someone donated getting our sound system to the back of the room. So
remember that Jonathan that used to sit over there? Now he's back there.
Yeah, so that garden there, you'll see some names going up soon, and it's celebrating and saying thank you to those people. So if you want us to be part of it, it's going on till the end of the month.
Till July.
And 31st. And you can talk to us or talk to who?
Any of the board,
Sue, Reverend Diane, right. Michelle, Roseanne, all those people. So
and before we go any further, though, this is Maria Cristina. I know you know her, but if you're here for the first time, this is Maria Cristina.
Yeah. Okay, so Patrick's just going to tell you
just a couple things. This Friday is Cinema Night. Hi, Barbara. Is Cinema Night, and we are presenting The Giver, and it's a top secret movie. Have you seen it? Hello, right? Don't talk to anyone in the crowd.
Don't tell them what happens.
Because don't give it, but it's like chilling, right? Yeah. Okay, so, and we have it here, our first review. So be here Friday at 6:30, and then we also have our spiritual circles up on the Princeville with Anna Myers. That's this Wednesday at 3:30. So if you're at 3, it would always help to look at the dates and times before you jump up in front of anyone. But there we go.
And then the only other thing we want to tell you about, because it is going to fill up quickly, is Flying Solo is a project that we do here a couple of times a year. And what it is taking an event or a part of your life and dramatizing it, but you don't need to be an actor. It's about processing it and actually putting up a presentation, a 10-minute piece about it. And we've done 2 flying solos so far. Well, the flying solo participants that took it before us, please stand.
Please stand.
If you want to know more about what it is, Talk
you
to
go.
these people, and they will tell you. And if
Exactly.
you decide not to do it, you can always come to the presentation, which will be on October 20th. But it starts on the 7th, and all the information is in the back.
Exactly.
And that's it.
That's it. Aren't you
Yeah.
surprised? Yes. There we go.
Okay, so let's just take a deep breath. Let that all go. And just be right here and right now. Only in the present moment, only in the now. And we will move through this service like that, moment by moment by moment. And we'll begin with the lighting of our peace candle and taking a moment of silence, knowing that peace begins within our very souls, within our very hearts. That's where it starts. So let's just take a moment to get in touch with that place. It's always there. It's always available. And as we get in touch with it and let it radiate out into the world, so it does. So please, take a moment with me. And so it is. So, in case you wonder where you are, I said you're in a center for spiritual living where we practice the science of mind and spirit. It sounds like I don't know, like it's some kind of wonderful thing, maybe? To me it is. It's shifted my whole life. And all it's saying is that I, Rita, and all of you have this opportunity because you have this amazing spirit, this amazing light, this amazing energy within you. You have an opportunity in every moment to use it from the highest place. And even when we fall down sometimes, we can get right back up because it's always there. It's always there, and it guides us and directs us through our lives. And it's something that everybody has. All men and women are created equal. And we all have that same power, that same light, that same energy. And when we see it in others, it assists them to also lift themselves up. So I feel that that's what we're doing on Sundays, is lifting each other up and lifting the world up by being here. So I'm grateful for all of you to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
Isn't it amazing that we're in a discovery constantly of what we already are? Wow. That's quite a journey. Or is it? Right? Yeah, an inward journey, right? And the giver might tell you a little bit more about that this Friday night at 6:30. You all right, buddy? Okay, so who is here for the very first time? Raise your hand. We know that, and actually we have Malia here, little baby Malia, who I baby talk to because I can. And she is here. She was actually introduced at the birthday party at Lidgate, but this is Malia's first time here at our home right here. So Malia's here. Who else is here for the first time? There we go. Anyone
Do you
else?
mind standing?
There you go. Please just stand for a moment.
Please just stand for a moment. Don't
It's
worry.
a quick
We won't
dance
embarrass
number.
you
You'll
too
learn
much.
the routine in no time.
First of all,
there
Deborah's
we go.
coming
See,
around
she's ready.
to make sure you have a little lay.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
know something about you, and we just would like to read it for you. Are you ready? Oh, she's got hers. And, there's Deborah Valentina, by the way.
It's all right. We can keep going. So what do we know about these people? You are magnificent.
We do. If you wondered why I was going like this, it was because we thought there might be somebody new not telling us that they were new here.
Yeah.
So we were spotting. What are they again? You are magnificent.
All right.
And we know that about you because we know that about ourselves. Shall we all, why don't we all stand and join them? Don't make them stand by themselves, right? Okay, let's say it together. I am magnificent. And that camera that is now in the middle of the room, where Rob is standing. There's a lot of people out there watching us live. A lot of live. Michael and Carrie are watching us
Sherry
actually
and
right
Tom.
now. Sherry and Tom and a whole bunch
Others.
of people. So let them
And
know.
Cindy.
Oh,
Cindy Harvey is watching.
Cindy
I know
Harvey.
that.
Hey, Cindy. Okay, let's let them know who they are.
You are magnificent.
Now look to your left, to your right. I don't care where you look. Look up and let them know. Who are they? Who are they?
I see more new people. All right.
So go ahead and take all that magnificence. Stay standing as we have our opening song. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Ooh, we are magnificent.
Love is all there is, right here and wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right here in love always, always. Love is all there is, right here and wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right here in love always, always. Love is all there is. 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 Love is all there is, right here and wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right here in love always, always. Love is all there is, right here and wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right here in love always, always. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Love is all there is.
And what I know right here and right now is that is the truth. Love is all there is. And I know that each and every person in this room and beyond this room, no matter what they're experiencing right now, is that love. Each and every person is that love. And I know right here and right now that today we celebrate that. We celebrate that love that we are. We celebrate that part of ourselves, that whole part of ourselves that is all that we are, love. So I give gratitude for that love present today in each and every person in this room. I give gratitude for the celebration that's about to take place. And I give gratitude for the perfection of life itself moving and living and breathing through us. And with that gratitude, I just release this word, I release this service, I release all of it into the law, knowing that it has it now and that everything is unfolding perfectly as we affirm together. And so it is.
One more time. Love is all there is, right here and wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, I'm right here in love always, always. Love is all there is, right here and wide open. Love is all there is, I'm here to be open. Love is all there is, we're right here in love always, always. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Love is all there is. Love is all there is.
Good morning, Kauai. You're beautiful today. I'd like to invite you to begin to settle into yourself as we take a few moments of silent meditation together. I am grateful to be immersed again in The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. And I bring a quote from him today. Your decision, right or wrong, gives direction to your subconscious mind, and you are on your way to your end result. Your decision, right or wrong, gives direction to your subconscious mind, and then you are on your way to your end result. Enjoy your time of quiet. Centered from this place of quiet communion with the one power, the one presence, and the one love, I speak my word this morning for all of us. Knowing that there is only this one power and it is moving in and through me today as love, as beauty, as joy, as right action, and perfect peace. I know this is true about each one of us here today. And so each one of us is divinely guided to make the best decisions from the place where we stand today. And from there we grow. And we grow. And we grow. And so I speak this word knowing that each one of us with that divine guidance is moving in our right and perfect direction. That our lives are manifesting the beauty that we desire. It is manifesting the love and the abundance and the peace that we desire. Creative self-expression is flowing through us today. And I simply give thanks for that. Knowing that each one of us has within ourselves that power, that presence, that love. And it moves us in every choice we make. And so the only pain of growing, as today's talk talks about, is when we've made a bad decision for our own selves and we simply choose again and release our word to the law that takes it and brings it about in the most perfect way for each one of us. And so that pain is relieved and replaced with joy and divine right activity in our lives. And so I give thanks for my knowledge of this truth, that this is always available to me and always available to each one of us. Giving great thanks that this is already done in my life and in the lives of each one of us here today. I release my word to the law of mind and spirit, knowing that it takes this word and brings it about in a perfect way, in an amazing way, in an expected and unexpected way for each one of us. The universe always says yes, and so I let it do its perfect work in my life. And watch with wonder as life does unfold for each one of us. Simply letting go and allowing it to happen, we release this word together now as we say, and so it is.
All that I am, I offer at the altar of love. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love in sweet surrender, in sweet surrender. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love. All that I am, I offer at the altar of love in sweet surrender, in sweet surrender.
Thank you, Maria Christina. Thank you, Reverend Diane. I just need a sip of water before I start. I feel dry today. I'm so grateful for water. Aren't you? Oh, what a great topic. Growing pains. I came across a quote that I remember from when I was a child, and it says, "Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe. No less than the trees and the stars, you have the right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt, the universe is unfolding as it should." Does anybody remember where that came from? Desiderata, right? Those of us that grew up in the 60s and 50s and 60s and 50s mostly remember that beautiful poem. Well, you too. I'm sorry. I always have to look at Michelle, even though she's a lot younger than us. She experienced a lot of the same things because she chose to. That was a good time, 60s and 50s. I don't know. It was a hard time, right? And it was a growing time for this country and for each of us that experienced it. But it was a great time. And that's like what we want to talk about today, is this idea of growing pains and what that looks like. And what I know is that everything that happens in my life is for me and not against me. And I think August Gold said that, the great mystic August Gold, that everything is for us, not against us. And if we could really look at that when things come up, then I think we would look at it in a different way, and we would find out what it is that's for us. Because the universe, the law of mind and spirit, whatever you want to call it, the God, Allah, whatever you want to call it, that power doesn't really know right and wrong. It doesn't know anything besides love, and it's neutral. It's a neutral force, and we're the ones that get to use it. We're the ones that get to decide with our decisions and choices how we're going to use it. But the good news is that no matter how we decide in that moment, we can decide again. And because we might have made what we call a bad choice or what we call a not a wise choice, actually, it was the perfect choice. It was the perfect choice for where we were at that time. Like Don Miguel Ruiz would say, we are always doing the best we can, and we are. I truly believe that we're always doing the best we can because we're working with the consciousnesses that we have at the time we're doing it. So we can never really make a mistake because this power is not holding anything against us. It's just moving with us. We can't go against it. It just moves with us. And sometimes we get broken or have to pick up the pieces of our life at certain times, but it didn't do it to us. We just tried to move against it, and we can't move against it. We can only move with it. And all it's ever doing is bringing us back to itself. All it's ever doing is bringing it back to itself. I saw you probably have seen this documentary, and it's just stayed on my mind all week long. And if you haven't seen it, please watch it. I don't care what you think about Tony Robbins, but there's a documentary about his thing called Date with Destiny. Who's seen it? Raise your hand so we see if I'm not talking. Okay, some of you have. Not all of you, though. And we had our feelings about Tony Robbins, but though he changed my life in a lot of ways during the early 90s when I was on my journey at that point. And in this documentary, he works with people right on the spot that are having, traumatic things in their life. And there was one girl there who had had a very traumatic experience in her childhood of being abused and raped over and over and over again because she was part of a cult that's what they did. And she was on the verge of suicide. And when he said, who in this audience is on the verge of suicide, her hand went up and she got chosen. But what came out of that, and what came out of all the other stories that were told in this documentary, was that the universe is for you, it's not against you. And everything that happens to you happens for a reason. You might not know the reason. You can't know somebody else's journey. You can't know somebody else's what they're going through and why they're going through it. You can't judge because it's not about that. Because everybody's journey is their journey. And this girl had a journey, and she took everything that she had to bring herself to that date with destiny that day because she knew it was her last chance. And the spirit showed up for her. She got chosen. She worked through whatever it was. And she had her transformation, and she went on to become a great coach, helping other people that were traumatic, having traumatic experiences. So the truth is, when we've been through something traumatic, we get the opportunity to work through it and then help other people because we're all here for each other. But if we stay wallowing in whatever that trauma was that we had, and I mean, I've done it myself, stayed poor me, I'm a victim, they did it to me, blah, 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 blah. Then we don't get to grow. We don't get to find the gift, and we don't get to go out and assist others by our beautiful, shining example. And we all have that within us, every single solitary one of us, and we're all angels to each other. We're all here to assist each other and lift each other and help each other and help people that we don't even know by being a shining example, and people walking down the street and saying, wow, that person looked really happy. What's going on with them? Yeah. And you find people talking to you all of a sudden, and you don't know why they're talking to you. I had one on the path yesterday. He just kept circling back around telling me how much he liked my shorts. Now he could No, but I knew that wasn't what he wanted. But he kept asking me questions, and he kept just circling around. And Patrick's like, yeah, he was flirting with you, but I didn't feel that. You know when it's happening.
He was an angel.
You know when somebody's wanting something other than that. But but people radiate towards you when you're and I was in a process of meditation at the time, so I was probably in a pretty good place. I was feeling the path, I was feeling the ocean, I was feeling good. And people radiate like a moth to light, right? Don't you find it? So that's a good thing. Don't stop laughing over there. I know, it is. And the answer, it is. So, yeah. So, there are no mistakes. Ernest Holmes wrote that. There's no mistakes. None have ever been made, none will ever be made. That is now, do we make mistakes? Like sometimes we make mistakes. What are mistakes? That means that we're off the mark. Like what a mistake is we didn't know our true identity. We didn't know in the moment what we really had going for us. Like I said before, we were acting from a place of where we were at the time. But the universe does not make mistakes because the universe is always bringing us back to itself. Always, always, always. And we're never lost. That's the beautiful part. We're never, ever lost. And do we have to have traumatic experiences? I don't know. Do we? Right now, it seems like even the greatest of teachers that we know, which, he's the greatest that I'm speaking of today. There's others. It was Jesus the Christ, right? He had a pretty traumatic experience. Why did he have to go through that? He knew who he was, supposedly. I asked myself that question. Why? Perhaps it was because he thought that was the only way that he could do what he needed to do on this plane of action. I don't know. That was his journey. There's stories and religious philosophies about him, but still, he suffered greatly. So why do we suffer? I think it's because for some reason on this earth plane right now, suffering seems to be the ticket to something. I don't know, but I know it's the ticket to getting within ourselves when it does happen, when we're experiencing suffering. I know the times that I've been sick, the times that I've had emotional suffering and things like that, I've gotten so close to myself because I've had to. Sometimes we're like pulled close to ourselves because there's no other choice besides that. But I know there's this other thing, and we were talking about it the other day with somebody, and I've talked about it before. There's something that supersedes the law of cause and effect. Do you know what that is? Grace. Grace and forgiveness. Yes. And when we get in touch with that, it doesn't matter what's happened in our past. It doesn't matter what kind of growing pains we've had. That grace and forgiveness, when we acknowledge it and fall into it, it will carry us through. And it does. And I know that it does. So, what a beautiful thing life is. In all of its struggles and strifes, it's still a beautiful thing, right? And all of us, I know many in here have been through very traumatic experiences, and there's nothing too traumatic for that spirit within us. And if we really would just even think for a moment that maybe, just maybe, there was a gift, and allow ourselves to look for it, and allow ourselves to say, oh, okay, maybe I don't know what it's totally about right now, but I'm willing to open up to understand more about myself. I'm willing to open up and accept that maybe this was the best thing for me. And maybe now I can move through it and fall into the arms of grace and live a bigger and more expansive life. Ernest Holmes wrote, "The world is beginning to realize that it has learned all it should through suffering and pain." Now, he wrote this during World War II era. The world is beginning to realize that it has learned all it should through suffering and pain. Surely there can be no intelligence in the universe that wishes man to be sick, suffer pain, be unhappy, and end in oblivion. Surely, if God or universal intelligence is imbued with goodness, then it could not ordain that man should ultimately be other than a perfect expression of life. If we come from the universe endowed with all its qualities, with all its love, with all its power, then we are a perfect expression. And like Patrick said before, it's like that we're evolving. We're just evolving. That's all this is all about, is evolution. We're never lost, and we're all evolving. We already are all the things we want to be, and we just can't do it by just seeing it sometimes perfectly. We have to see it through experience, and that's what experience is to me. So let's just have this great experience together. Let's help each other. Let's assist. Let's be shining lights. Let's grow through it, and let's be that all that we can be, which is everything. Yes? Yes. And so it is.
I've been knocking on all the doors, everywhere looking for you, exploring all the stars in heaven. Feels Feels like forever I've been calling out your name, wishing to be a torchbearer for your infinite flame. I'm right here, ready to sing my heart out for you. Do all you ever do. I'm a flute waiting to be played by you. And what I'm really trying to say is, please use me in your next love song, and forgive me until I do no wrong. Maybe I could be in your symphony, and you could play me into ecstasy. Please use me in your next love song. I wonder if I could be one who gets to know your inner sun, and that becomes illuminated. Please fill me with your grace. I live to see a smile on your face and be a light in this world. I'm right here, ready to sing my heart out for you. Do all you ever do. I'm a flute waiting to be played by you. And what I'm really trying to say is, please use me in your next love song, and forgive me until I do no wrong. Maybe I could be in your symphony, and you could sing me into ecstasy. Please use me in your next love song. I'm right here, ready to sing my heart out for you. Do all you ever do. I'm a flute waiting to be played by you. And what I'm really trying to say is, please use me in your next love song, and forgive me until I do no wrong. Maybe I could be in your symphony, and you could play me into ecstasy. Please use me in your next love song.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Wouldn't you love to be used in the next love song? I was just over there going, I didn't even get to the forgiveness part. I was just wrapped into use me for the next love song. And I think that's what we're really talking about today, is this thing that's always at the core of who we are, and that's love. And I was thinking when Rita was talking about, I don't know if I was picking up in the room, I'm not claiming to be clairvoyant, but I was thinking, how many people would say, when I've said stuff like this, well, that's really a Pollyanna view to be taken when people are in such pain, blah, 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 blah. And I thought, perhaps, but how's the other working for you? That's what I'm always saying when sometimes, nobody in this room are arguing for their limitations. I ask myself, what's the opposite? You give me a better plan, man. Give me a better plan and I'll follow. But right now, this is the plan I have, that everything is for us and never against us. So as I was looking up this whole idea of pain, it was such a pleasurable week, focused on pain, and we all know what pain is really is stepping out of your comfort zone. Who's ever been in a comfort zone and stepped out of it? Raise your hand. Yes, indeed. And if you haven't, you will, because it is a natural evolutionary process that we must. And we've all been to some depths of pain, have we not? Can I hear amen? Yeah. Here's the deal. I was looking up to find out about pain because I don't even know if we have defined it. I think we've just lived it and then just judged it and put a label on it and called it bad, called it the enemy, and then tried to get the hell out as quick as we could from it. Whether it's physical or mental, we are on our way out the door the moment that pain enters. And I said, there's something else here. There's something to be known. And you know me, I'll find it. So this is what I was hearing. No pain, no gain. Feel pain, think pain, accept pain, no pain. Pain is the way to bring peace. Okay. No pressure. No pressure, no diamonds. No pressure, no pearl. No pain, no gain. No cocoon, no beautiful butterfly. Life's greatest lessons are learned through pain. Carl Jung even jumped into the bandwagon with, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. I feel a little domesticated in the field of pain. And I know people that are in this audience right now, and I know I'm standing here, and I know I've experienced this thing called pain. But I want to go to a deeper level with it. Maybe that we have been taught, and this is one of the things that came up for me, maybe we have been taught that pain is the payment for being alive. I could see it was warm and fuzzy in the room. There's a payment that comes, struggle. Oh my gosh, if I can struggle through, I know I did. You know when you struggle and you sweat. Have you ever met the person that volunteers? And they're sweating and saying, how you doing? Fine, fine. Nobody here. And that's true, nobody here. But I've watched this whole idea that struggle kind of gives you a sense of honor. And all the people are going, no, not me. I beg to differ. Somewhere in our life, we did fall into that lovely little trap of that struggle and pain is acceptable. I went through this, so it's acceptable that I have joy. I went through this, so it's acceptable that I live a life without that. So, as Rita was saying, that we are at an evolution. We have so many lowriders going on today. It reminds me of my Sepulveda days in Los Angeles. I'm riding low. Tony Robbins. He's on our mic as we watch the documentary. Next week it'll be roomy, so you guys can relax. And I love judgment. I'm going to sneak into judgment for a minute. I had a whole little thing is Tony really spiritual, or is he just empowerment, or is he all the stuff we're throwing on him? I don't know, but he's successful and he's changing lives. So give it up for Tony. So here you go. He says, in life you need either inspiration or desperation. Here we are again, the big. Here we go, back and forth, the balancing. This is what I think about inspiration. Inspiration to me is like a banquet, right? You choose what you want, when you want it, and guess what? There's always some more of that banquet somewhere. Desperation, for me, is an all-you-can-eat buffet where you go in and you shove it down because it's the last meal you're going to get for $7.99, or now in Vegas, $29.99, whatever it is. But what I'm saying, do you get the difference? A banquet, man. We've been invited to a banquet. There is nothing that said, you get some pain and then I'll give you the banquet. It says, no, there's a banquet laying out. Would you like some? Oh, I don't like that. Good. Somebody else does. Banquet. And you know that all-you-can-eat buffet mentality, Because I've been to it, man. I've been to that rodeo. I walked in, I'm thinking, there's a pound of shrimp. There's got to be a way I can get that. And and all of the desserts at the end. And you know in your heart that you're never going to be able to eat it all in one sitting. But your mind says there's not any more. There's not any more. I paid $7.99. I paid $29.99. And I'm going to walk out you're going to roll me out. And some of you are looking at me crazy like, I've never been to an all-you-can-eat buffet. But I come from a mobile home community I went to that buffet, and it was a beautiful thing as I experienced it. But I want a banquet. I want a banquet. One more, Tony Robbins says, the secret of success is learning how to use pain and pleasure instead of having pain and pleasure use us. Great idea, isn't it? If you do that, you're in control of your life. If you don't, life controls you. Amen. Now, that doesn't mean control life by squeezing the very life force out of it. Do you know what I'm talking about? Let it open and let it allow this thing. So is pain necessary? Here's what I found this week. I need a new relationship with this thing called pain. I have been calling it an enemy for too long. I have been avoiding it. Every little thing that doesn't feel good, I want to run, right? Exactly. Oh my God, I have a little bit of a stomach. Oh, run! And it's true. I'm feeling a little depressed today. Run! You need to be happy. I'm scared. No, not that. No, exactly. That's what I say, Itukai. That's what I say. So what is this new relationship? No, exactly. No more. See? I say no more, man. I mean, it speaks through me, as me, through Itukai. I love it. Give it up for Itukai. Yeah. You know, I've always learned my whole life, and this is because I'll turn it into something for the talk. Here's the deal. We try to avoid the things that are going on in the room. Oh, no, there's nobody talking while I'm, that's not happening. That's what we're doing with pain. Ouch. Sometimes we feel like we're in pain. And maybe the new relationship is that it's trying to talk to us. Maybe this pain is trying to speak to me on a really deep level because we know that behind the pain is love. So love is making its way, whether we're in physical pain, whether we're in emotional pain. And here's the thing about loss. Has anyone ever lost someone, yes, that they love more than anything? Oh my God, how painful that is. But behind that is a force of love. And there again, we are judging. We're judging that it's bad, that this is wrong, that this is good, that death is wrong. And death is life. And I have no right to step into your business. Today, of course, is the anniversary of my mom leaving, and if you've been around long enough, you know my mother's been a few parts of my conversation. And I wrote this morning how glad I am that she was able to allow me through my ministry here to be able to go through pain and then show you and experience that with you as I went through it. And I felt very sad today, and I thought, okay, what's the pain about, Patrick? I do a lot of self-talk. What's the pain about? And the pain is sometimes about regrets. But the pain wasn't because my mom is gone. She's flying high, man. She's doing things that none of us even know about yet. So if you've lost somebody, they're in a party. It's us who have to deal with our pain that is left here. Alexa McLaughlin says, I don't accept the maxim, there's no gain without pain, physical or emotional. I believe it's possible to develop and grow with joy rather than grief. However, when the pain comes my way, I try to get the most growth out of that pain. So as I wrap this, you know, I'm looking at your beautiful faces, you know what pain is. But what if pain was our friend? What if all this time that we've been running from this pain, that this pain was love saying, wait a minute, I'm here for you. But I was in the way. I was in the way so much trying to block you that I didn't remember you came here to serve me. So I don't know about any of you. I know, take a nice deep breath, right? Yeah. This is the moment. Whatever you're going through, whatever is going on in your life, there is joy tucked in there. And I think it's time that we celebrate and say thank you. Thank you, pain. Even when it is going through our bodies and we're experiencing this incredible pain physically, it is the body's cry to go back to wholeness. It's crying through pain, and it's saying, I want to go home. Can you feel that? Such a difference, right? So the good news is we have only one more week of growth here at the center of our talks. But with all kidding aside, what I do know as I stand before you is that we need a new relationship with everything. We need a brand new relationship with love. We need to remember, or at least I invite you, because we don't need to do anything. I need to do it. And I invite you, whatever you thought about pain yesterday, whatever you thought about suffering, we did not come here to suffer. And if we did, I'm not buying the ticket. You can have your money back. Because I want the payoff. And the payoff is that there is something so grand working through me as me. And I'm going to start celebrating, not to the point of creating too much pain, by the way, but I'm going to celebrate the next time I go running for the hills, because I'm so afraid that pain is knocking again. I'm going to say, you know what? Come on in, my friend. What do you got to say? And I bet that it will say, I love you. I have always loved you. And I am love through you as you. Namaste.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. It's whatever it is. Thank you, Patrick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Maria Christina. Thank you, everyone. So it's that time. I just want to say something about this. This is our time of giving back, giving and receiving, affirmative giving, sacred giving, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just grateful because when Patrick and I came here in 2013, we came really basically with nothing besides what we had sold. And I look at where we're sitting now and how it's grown, and money has just got in action, and money has assisted in that. And all the people that just gave and wanted this to be here, and I just appreciate all of you. So thank you for that continued thing that we're doing all together of helping this CSL Kauai, which is bigger than any of us, that's just moving through us, and who knows where it's going, but it's going somewhere good. And we're on the ride. We're on the wave right now. So thank you in advance for what you give today. It's all appreciated from the bottom of our hearts. And there's a affirmation in the program, if you care to read it with me. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I give freely today, knowing that it returns to me abundantly. And so it is.
So it is.
It does. That's an important part of the equation. It returns abundantly. Let's
There
go.
we are.
Put it in the basket.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed,
Have an abundance
I
of life.
am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have.
Oh, in this moment, I give great gratitude for the abundance of the universe flowing through each one of us here today. Knowing that each one of us is here, giving of ourselves and receiving for ourselves, I am immersed in the flow of life upon itself, and I give, abundant thanks for it. And so in this moment, I simply give thanks that this abundance that I'm feeling right now is moving in and through the lives of each person here, and releasing my word to the law of mind that absolutely says yes and brings more and more and more of that good to be grateful for. And together we say, and so it is. Mahalo.
So, I'm on again. Am I on? Oh, I'm on now. All right.
Sometimes it's just turning it on.
I know, right?
It's-
All right.
Sometimes it's just as simple, folks, as just turning it on.
Or wearing the right shorts. Okay, so
Oh, but I forgot about.
I could only say that here because
I'm
I
going to
trust all of
Kaua'i
you.
today. When I walk off of that path, they would tell me, "Nice shorts, Patrick."
All right, let's take a moment.
Oh, how transparent are
I
we?
know. Let's take a moment to recognize our children that will be moving into a youth center in September if they decide to come back. But these two kids that are here today, three. Oops, he's short. I don't see him. Three. Oh, and Malia. Yes,
Oh, and
four.
Malia.
We have 4 children here today. So I want to just take a moment to know that these children and all children everywhere are blessed. And that love that we talked about today, that passion, that beauty, that source, that light is moving through their lives. And that the choices that they make every day are blessing their lives and the lives of those around them. And that they're growing and expanding just like we all are. So I just send that out and I send it into law. And I know that it's the truth and it's good. And I just release it as we say. And so it is.
Yes. So what do we
So
got
I
going?
want to just say another thing is that we'll, if anything, if you would like to experience affirmative spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer that we practice in the Science of Mind and Spirit, Reverend Diane will be up here after service. And can one of our other practitioners come up? Roseanne, where are you?
Roseanne's in with the,
Oh, Roseanne's somewhere. Okay, Malia,
she's
can you
with
come up here for a little bit after? Do you mind? All right, so they'll be here if you want to have a prayer with them, which is really basically if something is going on within you, they're going to see through that to the truth of who you are. That's what affirmative prayer is. And because they can do that, and because they do that, and they've been trained and licensed to do that, that the law gets activated on your behalf, and your life begins to shift. And when you put a prayer in that prayer box back there, or call Patrick or I or anybody here for a prayer, we pray until we demonstrate. And there's people in this room that have asked for prayer, and we, every day, every morning when I wake up, those people's names are I repeat them every day. So I'm expecting to see shifts in all the lives. So don't be afraid to ask for it if you need it. Of course, you can do this for yourself too, but sometimes we just need a little help, because the person's not in the situation, so we get to see a little clearer sometimes when we're not in the situation you're in. So that's what it's all about. And if you want to know more about it, ask any of the practitioners here or the students. They'll be able to tell you what that is.
I'm
all
being
right?
called just to speak just a little bit more on that idea of prayer, because a lot of times prayer and prayer requests are about requesting, and I have to always make it clear that even though we're repeating something, we're not repeating it saying, please, please, I don't see it yet, I beg you, please. It's not about that. It's about continuing to just stay in the consciousness. And people have always said, well, it's so easy for you to say. It absolutely is. That's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it. That's why Rita, every morning as we're in, that's why we're saying it. Because right now it's not easy for you to say it, because you're somewhere else here. But we're all in the same swimming sea of receptivity. So let us know that for you. It's easy because it is easy for me to say it, and to us to say it.
And
Absolutely.
Right. And the reason
Loya.
we can do it is because we're all living in the same mind. We're all
Absolutely.
together and we're all connected. So when we say it, it's going to the same place that you're living in. And that's how
Exactly.
it happens. We don't go into your head or your mind and do something to your mind. No, we speak into the one mind, and it gets
There you go.
activated. It's really simple.
And so it is.
It's
That's it.
epigenetics, what I heard
There it is.
today from Garla.
So there
Okay.
you go. So
All right.
everybody have a good time today.
Yeah.
You're feeling spirit within you? Yes.
So let's take it out with this closing song by Ricky Beckwith, Beckwith, right?
Let's
Yes.
release. Let's stand up. Let's release it. Let it go.
I release and I
Let
let
go.
go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love.
And what I know right here, right now, is that love is what is happening. It is happening right here, right now. And we're not just releasing and let it go, but once we do that, what's happening? Love is making itself known through each and every one of us. And I am so filled with gratitude for the healing that has taken place in this moment. Whether or not we are aware of it or not, there is a healing always going on. You know it, I know it, and this divine source always knows it. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you to Donna and Deb for greeting you so beautifully as you walk through this door. And for our wonderful Reverend Diane, our staff minister, who is always a shining light and has come up here to give you just a little additional knowing. And Jonathan, even though he's in the back, he's always in the front of God's mind. That's what I know. And Rob over there, allowing this beautiful island to be known somewhere, this beautiful community to be shared with people off of this island and on this island, for those who are still in their PJs and watching us right here on the island. And Ron Stover, who always just, hospitality is his middle name because he gives that so easily, so freely. And Maria Christina, who just allows it just to flow through her as her allowing that. And for the beautiful flowers that Loya brought today. Yes, and that Linda carried up here for us. And what I know is this beautiful, beautiful co-spiritual director that I have the opportunity to share this time with, and to know that her shorts are making such an effect on this beautiful island, knowing that she takes ministry, the word minister, to an entirely new level. And we say amen to that. And we can't forget self-love, self-gratitude that I give myself for allowing myself to be exactly who and what I am. And that is God. So as I look out at you, I know it's God meeting God. Thank you, mahalo, for your courage, for your love, for your absolute essence that lights this planet in a way that may never be known on words, but boy, it's felt in the hearts of this entire planet. So thank you. Mahalo. Say mahalo with me. Mahalo. Mahalo. And mahalo. And so it is.
I release and I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love.
Be your beautiful selves.